Hey guys, how we doing today? It's me, Gloria, and I'm coming to you today with another Christmas card. This is going to be Christmas card number 12, and I have fun making this card, and I end up using a silhouette cut that was free. If you go to KaDoodlesDesigns.com, every week she has a free SVG file, and her files are just as cute as Mrs. Kate's Cuttables, but the only thing different is paper piercing, but it is amazing. As I keep on messing with it, it gets easier and easier, but at the beginning, it was kind of, ooh, where does this piece go? Where does that piece go? But you guys work at it and you get good, okay? So let's get started. My card is going to be a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. And it's going to be a craft color cardstock. And now I'm going to score it at 5.5. And that'll give us a 5.5 square card. And you can use your Martha Stewart scoreboard to make a 6 by 6 envelope for this size card, and you guys are good to go. Okay. I had an awesome time making the card that I did yesterday. That girl is so stinking cute. And when I first made her, I made her the size of the card that it came out. Let me show you. And I end up doing her in this color with this style face and everything. And it was just way too big for one card. So I decided to cut it down. But I didn't think it was going to be that small after I cut everything down. So I end up just making my card size totally different to coordinate with her. And that file is so cute. The boy is amazing too. The boy is to die for also. But since I got 3 boys and no girls, so I had to kind of get my little girlish thing going on there. Okay, so now I have this cardstock, which is 5.25 by 5, and I'm gonna adhere it right there. And then I have this green cardstock, and I'm gonna adhere that right there. And this is not the same color that I wanted. Yeah, it's a totally different color. Okay, just give me a second, guys. Now that I got my light on. Okay, but anyway, I'm still going to use that because I cut it down. It'll still coordinate also. So that's a good thing about pretty much all different colors. They all blend together. Okay. And then I'm going to adhere these 2 together. Okay. Then I have this white piece of cardstock that I end up stamping Joy to the World. And my stamp set that I end up using for the inside of my card is the Inky Dinky Doo stamps, Warm Holiday Wishes. And it's this Santa Claus one right here that says Joy to the World. So I end up already stamping it so I won't make a mistake. And I'm just going to attach this to my other 2 layers. And I'm going to try to center it. And I think it looks good right there, yes. Okay, and I like that stamp, and I stamped this with the stays on, and you know, I don't really like the Inky Dinky Doo stamps, but sometimes, you know, you get lucky and it comes out really good. Then I have these 3 layers, which is a red layer, which is 1.5, then 1.25, and then 1. And I'm going to lay all of these together, and I'm going to make like a border just like that. So let's glue these together. So I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. My Saturday started off really good, which I'm glad. Okay, and then I'm just going to adhere this green to the red layer. So what I'm doing here, I'm just making a border on the top and on the bottom, but not on the edges. I want it flushed even. And then I'm going to put that there, but I have to cut this little overlay that I got, which is part of the pattern paper, to make it even. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere that straight across there. And I just want a little of the bottom white to show. Not very much. So there goes the inside. Now I'm going to layer this onto my card base. And then we'll start working on the front of the card, guys. I definitely want you guys to kind of mix and match your colors. And because all colors pretty much all coordinate together. Because if you see colorful different shirts that are all multicolored, there you go. And we probably won't think that it all goes together, but it surely does. So there goes the inside. And then I end up using this little circle. I think this is a 3/4 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. A circle, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to randomly throw them around. So I got 4 whole ones and 2 half of ones. And right now what I'm just doing, I'm just gluing the back so I could put them down fast. One by one. Okay, here goes my half of one. So I'm just going to layer right here on the border. And there goes my other half. And I'm just going to put that on the other side. Then I'm just going to throw these around. Just like that. Kind of do a different accent in the inside also. Oops, that was my head. Sorry, guys. Okay, so there goes the inside of the card. Now let's start decorating the outside. I just want to make sure it's not going to stick when I close. Okay. So now Let me see. I did move the camera. And let me bring it down some. Okay. So there goes the inside. And now let's start doing the outside. Now for the outside, I have this red. Okay, where did it go now? I thought I had it right here. Okay, I'm missing a paper. The paper that I said... the paper that I said, oh, it don't match. And then I took it and I tried to match it up and it was a... I said I'll still use it. Now I don't know where I put it at. Oh, guys, this is so bad. Okay, let me get another piece. Oh, I found it. It was in with the other cards that I try to match. Okay, so now I have this green cardstock that's going to go right there. Then the red. And then this pattern paper that I got from the heirloom paper stack. And I'm going to put these all together. Or sometimes I say if my head was not attached, I'll lose that thing too. Okay. Okay, come on, let's go on straight. Okay, that looks good. And before I put this one on, I want to put this snowflake trim or this icicle trim that I made with my, where's that punch at? My pine forest punch, and I'm using it as an icicle, but I want to adhere this up here first because I want to trim it off at the ends. Okay, so let me do that. And now I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to trim off the extra. Okay, and there it goes. Now I'm going to adhere this to my card base. But before I do that, I want to kind of cut these fuzzies off. I think it's time for me to cut my blade on my cutter. Okay, so now I want to put this on my first couple of layers. And I think it looks good right about there. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to adhere this to my card base. And this craft cardstock with these colors are perfect. If you know what I mean Christmas with craft paper, you know, because back in the old time, guys, now I'm talking like I'm like really old, but I'm not. But you know, back where I'm from, you know, my mom, she used to take the paper bags and wrap up our presents with, you know, and that was like the best thing ever, you know. They came with your groceries, they were free, and you reuse them for all different types of things. And now, you know, not too many places have paper bags anymore. Okay, so then I end up using my bumpy roll punch, and I have this white fabric type of paper, and it's from Paper Company. So what I did, I punched out 2 things, and I'm going to adhere this straight down to the bottom just like that. So I'm going to have like a snow base. Okay, so now I end up putting the snow right on the bottom. So now what I'm going to do, I have this 3/4 of an inch strip by 5. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to attach it right there in the middle. So let me get my gun and let's do that. Okay, and I would just want to put this from the green to the green. So just like that. Okay, so now we got that. Now I was thinking, should I put this strip here? Would that look good? No, I think I'll just leave it plain. Okay, now what I also did was use my medium cloud punch, and I punched out some white glitter clouds, and I'm just gonna put them right around here. I guess I put this up too far up, so let me see if I can move it down. Oops. Oh, I think I messed up my paper. I might be able to fix it though, so let's see. Yeah, I can fix it really quick. I'm just gonna do a little paper repair. And you guys don't even see it. Okay, so now that I fixed my little paper repair, now I'm going to adhere this a little bit further down. So I'm going to go from there. And that looks a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm just going to adhere my clouds. And what I'm going to do to make it faster, I'm going to put glue on all of them and then just pick them up and just adhere them down. Okay. So now I want to add this one right over here. And then this other one right below it. And then this one right over here. And then the other one right below it. Just like that. Okay. And I think that looks good. Now, like I said, I end up using a silhouette cut. And this cut is from KaDoodlesDesigns.com. And they have an amazing website. I love a lot of her cuts. And they do really, really good. Well, she gives out once a week some free images. You can color them. She has Tuesday is a digital image. Then Monday is a regular image and the cut files. And her stuff is amazing. So you guys need to go and check it out. So here goes my Christmas bear. I end up putting glossy accents on her eyes, his eyes, and nose. And I drew his mouth. And I distressed the wreath. And this wreath that I did, I cut it out on this fabric paper that I got. And I bought this paper in Tuesday morning for $1.99 for 25 sheets. And it's fabric paper. That's why you kind of see all the fringes. Which, that looks perfect like that. That looks homemade. That's the best thing about it. So, I cut this out at 4 inches. And he looks so stinking cute. But I'm going to adhere him straight down to the card just like that. And then they also have a J and a Y. And it's going to spell joy. So it's J. The wreath is a circle, which is the zero. The O. And then the Y, it spells joy. So that came out so stinking cute. So I already put these on foam dots. I'm going to adhere this bear straight down to my card since I have my wreath popped up. And then look at how gorgeous that bow is. That bow is gorgeous. And it's in 3 little cuts. The little circle, this, and then the tails. Okay, so I'm not sure. Should I pop this up? I think I am. Okay, so let me get some foam tape. And now I'm just going to adhere this straight down. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the foam tape off. If I can find it. And that'll be my card, guys. And I thought this image was so cute. That's why I had to use it. Okay, so now I'm just going to adhere this flat down. And that looks just like right there in the middle. And then I'm just going to take the foam tape off of these, the letters. And I'm going to spell out joy. And that'll be it, guys. I definitely love my silhouette. I mean, I still, don't get me wrong, guys, I still love my Cricut. But, you know, I am just so happy I have both of them. You could do so many things. Okay, so there goes my card, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I had a really good time putting this together with you guys on camera. I always have an amazing time whenever I have my days that I could be in my craft room and spend time with you guys. So you have a wonderful day. Head over to KaDoodle Designs and check out their free SVG files if you have a silhouette, and try this out, guys, because you know the silhouette is an amazing price, it's an amazing investment, and then a lot of the cuts that you get is free. You know, you just got to do your little homework. So there goes the outside and there goes the inside. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a blessed Saturday. Bye now.